only question people ask these days is why it took us so long. Outside the EU, Britain is the region's foremost knowledge-based economy. We lead the world in biotech, services, law, education, the audiovisual sector. Outside the EU's clinical trials directive, we're again at the forefront of medical research. Outside the EU's rules on data retention, Hoxton has become the software capital of Europe, the Silicon Valley of this part of the world. Outside the downright malicious rules on pensions, equity and insurance, our financial services are booming, not only in London, but in Edinburgh, Leeds and Birmingham. And our older industries have revived too. Our farmers, always more innovative than their continental rivals, are exporting all over the world. Our fishing grounds have once again become a great renewable resource. And outside the EU's energy boondoggles, fuel prices have fallen back to world levels, leading to a revival of our steel, cement, ceramics and plastics producers. Britain has raised its eyes to more global horizons. Yes, we still participate in the great European common market that stretches from non-EU Iceland to non-EU Turkey. But we've been able to lift our eyes to more distant, more opulent markets. Markets to which we're linked by custom and kinship, by language and law. Over the last 10 years, every continent on this planet has experienced significant economic growth, except Antarctica and Europe. When we joined in 1973, the 28 countries that make up the EU were 36% of the world's economy. Today, it's 17%, and it's dropping virtually by the minute. We no longer have to pay £20 billion gross £10 billion net every year for the privilege of belonging to the world's only stagnant customs union. Family incomes have received a triple boost. Food prices are lower outside the Common Agricultural Policy. Fuel bills are lower because energy prices have dropped to world levels. And taxes are lower because of the independence dividend. And that means more household income for everybody and a general stimulus to the entire economy. As the Eurozone continues its genteel decline, Britain has become the leader of a wider European bloc. Those 22 European states and territories that are linked to the EU through a common market, not through political union. And here's the best bit. We've got our democracy back. No longer are laws handed down to us by bureaucrats invulnerable to public opinion and immune to the ballot box, by indeed European commissioners who often owe their positions to having been thrown out by their electorates. We've recovered that precious right to hire and fire the people who pass our laws. Are there losers? No, there are some losers. Those mega banks, those multinationals that have spent years and spent millions lobbying Brussels to get rules that suit them but hurt their rivals. They're now facing a lot more competition from startups and innovators. Although, of course, the economy as a whole is benefiting. And there's another lot of losers. The British Eurocrats, the British MEPs, who have lost their tax-free Michelin-starred gourmandizing lifestyles. We're now unemployed. Or rather, we've been redeployed to the more productive bits of the economy. I'd say that's a price worth paying.